Today I'm going to tell you step by step how to start a bookkeeping business, and right away you can start charging $40 an hour to any clients you have, and then you can raise your prices as you get more experience up to $80 or more an hour. So bookkeeping is an awesome business because there's very little startup cost and you can start out charging a lot per hour. Hey, I'm Morgan and I'm a bookkeeper at FinePoints.biz, and I love to organize things, and so my YouTube channel is to help you guys get organized. I would love it if you subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and all of these steps I put into a checklist for you guys, and you can look in the description box below, click on it, and then you'll get a PDF of each of these steps, so you don't have to write them down as I'm talking. The first thing I'm going to talk about is how to actually set up your business. If you do not have a business name, if you don't have any of that stuff right now, I'm going to go through that. If you already have a business set up, I'm going to put up here the timestamp where you should go to skip this part. All right, the first thing you need to do is decide on your business name. Of course, you want to think about how common it is, how easy it is to understand and pronounce, if it has and spell, and if it has to do with your industry. Look at the URLs, see if there's a URL that you want to use that has your business name in it, see if your name is taken already. And you want to choose your business type. There's corporation, sole proprietor. I would recommend an LLC. For my research, I found that this makes it so that you're not personally liable. Again, do your own research. I'm not giving legal advice or anything, but an LLC I think is a pretty good way to go. From there, you actually need to register your LLC with the state. So you need to file something called the Articles of Organization with your Secretary of State. In the checklist down below that you can get, I put a link to the one for my state, which is Oregon, but you can just Google what your state is. Some people do have a lawyer create their LLC. It's a lot cheaper if you don't go that route, so if you can figure out how to do it yourself, you'll save a lot of money. The next thing is licenses. Make sure to check your county, your city, and your state about what licenses you need. So for me, I just needed a $100 license for my city, and that was all that it took, and I pay that annually, so every year I have to renew if I want to keep doing business. Then you can apply for an EIN, which is an employer identification number, and that is kind of like your tax ID number or the business's number. And this you do through the IRS, so I put a link in the checklist to the IRS website to apply for your EIN. And then you want to open a bank account for your business. It doesn't necessarily have to be your bank doesn't have to label it a business bank account, but you definitely need a separate account to put all of your business expenses in. Even before you start making money, it's good just to open that account so it's ready so you can put your first paycheck in there. And then also check into insurance. So what I did was I just called my insurance company that I was already using for car insurance, and I was just able to add on to that package insurance for my business. And then of course, just make sure you have basic office supplies. To start out, you don't need a ton. You need a computer, and I'll talk about the software next. And then possibly a printer. I mean, I don't really print that much stuff, but just basic office supplies that you probably already have in your house. So you have your business set up. Now it's time to start learning about bookkeeping specifically. So the first thing I recommend is choosing your software. The main software for bookkeeping is QuickBooks and Xero, spelled with an X. My favorite, and I feel like kind of what is becoming the industry standard, is QuickBooks Online. So that may not work for every single industry. Companies that have a lot of inventory, I know that QuickBooks Online isn't the best, although they are improving that. So you could do a little research about your specific industry, but overall I feel like QuickBooks Online is usually a pretty good bet. I did talk about that more in my how much does it cost to start a bookkeeping business. I'll link that up here. And it is cheaper over the long run if you do QuickBooks Desktop. So if you're just looking for the very cheapest thing, the QuickBooks Desktop is probably going to be cheaper for you over the number of years that you use it. The next step is to educate yourself about bookkeeping if you don't already know, or if you need a refresher. My recommendation is if you purchase QuickBooks Online Accountant, then you get a free long training module and a test that you take to be certified in that program. So I think that is a great option, and it's free, so definitely start there. I also did a video on all the different types of certifications bookkeepers can have. I'll link that video here and in the description box. But to make a long story short, try out QuickBooks Online Accountant. You have to buy the accountant version. That means you can have multiple clients within your account. All right, the next thing is marketing. That is the next large section. So again, you might have done some research on your domain name earlier, but make sure you buy that domain name. I think it's great to have a website as well. It's not 100% necessary, but I think it does give you an added level of professionalism when you can send people to your website. I used Wix for mine because it was affordable and I liked the look of all the templates they had there. All right, then you can order some business cards. You can make a logo. So I use the free site Canva. I'll link it down below if you're not familiar with it. It's pretty easy to use and they have a lot of options that you can make professional looking logos for free if you're just starting out. It's always good to have a separate email address for your business. So there's a variety of ways that you can do that. I'd probably recommend Google. I think they have a variety of options there. And set your price. So I feel like that could be a whole nother video in itself. But just to give you kind of a reference point, I started out charging $35 per hour to my clients, and that was 5 years ago. So I think starting at $40 would be more than reasonable. And a lot of bookkeepers are starting to do a fixed rate model. So just charging your clients a set amount, like $250 per month. So every month they pay the same amount. So I know clients like that as well, because then they know what to expect, but you may need to do some research into your area and what the going rates are there. All right, and then the next step is to get your first client. And again, this could be a whole nother video in itself, but what I would recommend and what I did was when I was very first getting started, I had a couple of friends that had small businesses and I volunteered to do their books as I was learning QuickBooks and I was learning how to be a bookkeeper. And then actually both of them ended up hiring me after, I did their books for a while. So that is one way to get some good experience starting out, especially if you're kind of nervous and you're kind of figuring it out. Offer to volunteer as a learning experience for you to do someone else's books. And then I also got tons of clients just from word of mouth. So I just told my friends and family that I was a bookkeeper and I was looking for clients. I posted on my personal Facebook page, things like that. And just the word kind of got around. And I was actually really surprised about how many people need bookkeepers. One of them was a coworker of my mom's, like a kind of acquaintance from high school. I had an attorney who my husband went to school with, like just kind of people in my network that were starting businesses. I had a marketing plan also, but I ended up not using it because I was able to get filled with clients without even using it. But my other ideas were to just go on Craigslist and either answer ads or other job websites that are similar and either answer ads for bookkeepers or post myself that I'm a bookkeeper and I'm available and taking new clients. Another idea would be go to local businesses and let them know your services. It's really nice too if you're able to specialize. So like say you're a bookkeeper for dentists, then you can really market to dentists and figure out where those dentists are gathering either in real life or online. Maybe there's a Facebook group or maybe they go to a conference every year, and then you can market yourself to that gathering of dentists. If you're really specialized, you can charge more for your services and you can just be really confident in, because you'll know all the ins and outs of dentists. Let me know in the comments if you'd like a whole video on getting clients, because I know that can be challenging. All right, then my last category is kind of just ongoing things that you need to think about. Setting business goals is big. I didn't mention making a business plan, but I think that is a great idea if you do that. I would always set monthly goals and just kind of like a checklist, a to-do checklist of things to do. And that helped me stay on track. Also saving for taxes. So your first year in business, you might not know how much to save. You're probably not paying quarterly taxes yet, but I made a spreadsheet and I just put all my income in and then a column that was a percentage for my state taxes and my federal taxes. And then I just calculated that. And I actually had a separate business savings account. So every month I would just transfer money into my savings account. So I made sure that I had enough to save for taxes and I wasn't surprised at the end of the year. Another thing to consider is a contract. I have my clients sign a contract. I was able to find one online and then kind of tweak it to fit my needs. So I suggest you can do the same. You could also get an official one from an attorney if you'd like. But I think if you're starting out, just something written down that you can sign and your clients can sign. It basically says that either of us are able to terminate employment at will, and if there's any problems, we would there would be a mediator, things like that. The last thing I had on my list was find a way to securely store your passwords. So this became a big thing for me because you have a bunch of different passwords for people's really secure items. So I use LastPass to store all of my bank passwords and everything for all of my clients. And it's really easy because you can categorize, you can put different clients in folders. So, you know, you could have this person's American Express and US Bank and whatever else they have, PayPal maybe, and you can just save all the passwords there. I hope this video is helpful to you in starting a bookkeeping business or giving you some tips if you're already started. Leave me a comment down below with any questions you have and let me know what stage of your business you're at. Have you started being a bookkeeper? Are you just thinking about it right now, or where are you at? Don't forget to check out my checklist in the description box as well. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of bookkeeper videos. I'm trying to listen to you guys too about what types of videos you would like. So let me know, give me some feedback if you want more bookkeeper videos or organizing videos or that type of thing. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and you found it helpful. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys stick around for my next video. Take care. Bye.